Welcome back to the final part of the Iron Ledger DIY tutorial series. We've made it to the end. In this part, we're going to finish the dashboard and bring everything together. Let's get started with the workout frequency heat map. In the calculation sheet, head to I-12. Apply a gray fill and enter workout frequency. Merge I-12 to W12. Now I'll add the formulas. Date formula. Name this cell CD underscore W freq underscore dates underscore and underscore time period in the name box. Active formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore active underscore helper. Active binary formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore active. Completed formula. Name it CD underscore W frec underscore comp underscore helper. Completed binary formula. Name it CDU underscore W frec underscore completed. Rest formula. Name it CD underscore W frec underscore rest. Sick formula. Name it CD underscore W frec underscore sick. Injured formula. Name it CD underscore W frec underscore injured. Vacation formula. Name it CD underscore W frec underscore vacation. Skipped formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore skip. Dates in fitness tracking formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore date. Status formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore status. Date of workouts in time period. Helper formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore workouts underscore time period. Months in period for the heat map formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore heatmap underscore highlight underscore MM. Workout counter formula. Name it CD underscore W freq underscore workout counter. Days in period for the heat map formula in V28. Name it CD underscore W frec underscore heatmap underscore highlight underscore DD. Widen the columns and format the date columns to short date. Now back to the dashboard for the heat map setup. In the range M6 to M17, enter the months. Add borders on the middle, bottom, and right with gray color. And align center. Conditional formatting. Select the months range. First formula checks if M6 is not empty. Format with dark gray font. Second formula to check if the month is in our heat map highlight range. Format with white font and bold. Check stop if true on both. For the day headers, select N5 to AR5. Add borders on the middle and left with the same gray color. Align center. Font size 7. Now conditional formatting. First formula checks if N5 is not empty. Format with dark gray font. Second formula checks if N5 is less than or equal to the heat map highlight days. Format with white font. Check stop if true on both. Set column width to 1.57. Enter the numbers 1 through 31. For the grid setup, select N6 to AR17. Add borders with outline and inside using the same gray color. Use semicolon, semicolon, semicolon as the format to make entries invisible. Now for the conditional formatting rules. Create these in order and check stop if true on all of them. First rule, if cell equals 14, purple fill with heavy white diagonal stripe. If equals 13, purple fill. If equals 12, red fill with heavy white diagonal stripe. If equals 11, red fill. If equals 10, green fill with light white diagonal stripe. If equals 9, green fill. If equals 8, golden fill with heavy white diagonal stripe. If equals 7, golden fill. If equals 6, near black fill with heavy white diagonal stripe. If equals 5, dark gray fill. If equals 4, light blue fill with heavy white diagonal stripe. If equals 3, light blue fill. If equals 2, medium blue fill with light diagonal stripe. If equals 1, blue fill. Now I'll add the main heat map formula in N6.
It's beautiful!
Now for the time period display. First, let's create a slicer style. Whole slicer fill near black. Selected item with data. Fill dark gray, font white. Unselected with data, font white, fill dark gray. Hovered, selected with data, font white. Hovered unselected with data, font white. Fill slightly lighter gray. Apply the slicer style and set it to default. For the time period slicer, set height 6.75 and width 3.25. Position it just above the custom date entry cells. For the calendar slicer, apply the slicer style and set height 2 and width 1.4. Position it right next to the time period slicer. Now for the header. Insert a rounded rectangle. Set height 0.8 and width 5.1. Fill with blue. No outline. Add a text box. In the formula bar, enter equals CG underscore time period underscore display. White font, bold. No filler outline, and don't move or size with cells. Set height to 0.7 and width to 4.95. Increase font size to 12. Move it to the correct position in the middle of the rectangle. Let's leave it there for now, even if it's not perfect. Now for the workout distribution section. In calculations, gray fill, enter, workout distribution. Merge AB12 to AG12. Category formula. Name it CD underscore W dist underscore category. Count formula. Name it CD underscore W dist underscore count. Dates trained formula. Name it CD underscore W dist underscore dates trained. Status formula. Name it CD underscore W dist underscore dates trained underscore status. In AG15, name this cell CD underscore W dist underscore show rest. Set the date column formats to short date. Now let's create the tree map chart. Insert a tree map. Remove the title and legend. Head to select data. For series name, use the header cell count. For series value, type your sheet name with the file extension and an exclamation mark at the end before typing the named range CD underscore W dist underscore count. Since the workbook name has spaces, you'll need to put it in quotes. For the second axis, use CD underscore W dist underscore category. Format the chart area with no fill and no borders. In size and properties, set it to don't move or size with cells. Add data labels. Set height to 6.7 and width to 11.7. Position it right next to the time period slicer. Now for the active days counter. Insert a rounded rectangle. Set height to 0.9 and width to 2. Fill with green. Outline with bright green. Insert a text box. In the formula bar, enter equals CD underscore WFR EQ underscore workout counter. Text font and outline white. No fill or outline. Set height to 0.7 and width to W1. Font size 14. Drag it to the middle of the counter rectangle. For the rest days, insert a checkbox. Right-click and go to Format Control. Link it to Calculations AG15, which is the cell under Show Rest. Width 0.7. Insert a rectangle with rounded corners. Set height to 4.75 and width to 7.6. Fill with dark blue. No outline. Duplicate the rectangle. H 4.7, W 2.9. Outline with darker blue. Position them appropriately. Now for the goal tracker section in calculations. In AL12, apply gray fill and enter goal tracker. Merge AL12 to AM12. Time period formula in AL14. Target workouts formula in AL15. Name it CD underscore G tracker underscore target underscore workouts. Completed workouts formula in AL16. Name it CD underscore G tracker underscore completion rate. Completion rate percentage formula. Name it CD underscore G tracker underscore workouts underscore completed underscore percentage. Format as percentage with no decimals. Anchor formula in AL19. Remaining workouts formula in AL20. Name it CD underscore G tracker underscore workouts underscore remaining. Now back to the dashboard for the goal tracker elements. For the goals heading, copy the time period display text box. Enter goals. Font size 35, bold. H 1.6, W4. Fill yellow. Outline orange with weight 3. Add an orange glow effect. Position correctly. Now for the text boxes. Copy the time period display text box. Enter. Target WOs. Remove bold. Size H 0.6, W 3.3. Copy that twice and stack them under each other. Enter completed WOs and remaining WOs. Copy 3 text boxes to the right of them. Link them to the named ranges by entering in the formula bar. Equals CD underscore G tracker underscore target underscore workouts. H 0.6, W 1.6. Equals CD underscore G tracker underscore workouts underscore completed. And equals CD underscore G tracker underscore workouts underscore remaining. Add 3 text boxes with bullets. Pink color. Position them correctly inside the goal tracker rectangle. Now let's create the cup graph. Insert a column chart. Data series 1 is completion rate percentage with value CD underscore G tracker underscore completion rate underscore percentage. Data series 2 is anchor with value from AM19. Remove axis, data label, and title. Add cup icons. one with orange fill and no outline, one with white outline and no fill, cut the filled one to the completion column and the outline one to the anchor column. Remove fill, outline, stack the charts with 100% series overlap and gap 300%. Size H4. Now for the volume progression section. In calculations, AR12, gray fill, enter volume progression. Merge AR12 to AV12. VP start date formula in AR14. Name it CD underscore V prog underscore start underscore time period. VPN date formula in AR17. Name it CD underscore VProg underscore workouts underscore time period. Date of workouts formula in AS14. Name it CD underscore VProg underscore workouts underscore time period. Week dates formula in AT14. Name it CD underscore VProg underscore WT underscore weeks. Volume formula in AU14. Name it CD underscore VProg underscore volume trend. Frequency formula in AV14. Name it CD underscore V prog underscore W freak underscore week. Now let's create the combo chart. Insert a combo chart. Series values. Gradient uses CD underscore V prog underscore volume trend. Volume uses the same. Frequency uses CD underscore V prog underscore W freq underscore week. Second axis uses CD underscore V prog underscore WT underscore weeks. In chart type, set all as area charts with frequency on the secondary axis. Delete the title and remove chart grid lines. Change the x-axis text direction to vertical and back to horizontal, since it's vertical by default. Add legend to the top. Frequency fill pink with 25% transparency. Volume fill purple with 25% transparency. Delete the gradient legend. No filler outline for the chart. White font for the axes. Now, for the exercise progression section. On the dashboard, select I-18. White fill, black font. Merge I-18 to J-18. Add data validation with list using equals CFT underscore exercises underscore in FT. Name it D underscore exercise underscore selector. Width 13. K18 and L18 width 4. Format to left align with one indent. In calculations, BA12 the gray fill, enter exercise progression, selected exercise, merge BA12 to BF12, date workouts formula, name it CD underscore E prog underscore date underscore selected underscore exercise. Max weight formula, name it CD underscore E prog underscore max weight. Max reps formula, name it CD underscore E prog underscore max reps. Distance formula, name it CD underscore E prog underscore distance. Pace formula, name it CD underscore E prog underscore pace. Distance and pace check formula, name it CD underscore EPGL underscore dist pace. Format the pace and date columns accordingly. Back in dashboard, let's set the text boxes to our liking. And it seems we forgot to set the checkbox to don't move or size with cells, so let's position that correctly too. Now let's create the weight reps chart. Insert a scatter plot with smooth lines. Series 1 is max weight. X value uses CD underscore E prog underscore date underscore selected underscore exercise. Y value uses CD underscore E prog underscore max weight. Series 2 is max reps on the secondary axis. X value uses the same date range. Y value uses CD underscore E prog underscore max reps. No title, no vertical lines. Date format DD/M/YY. Add legend to the top. In chart type, change both to scatter and have reps on the secondary axis. Remove chart fill and outline. Dark horizontal grid lines. All axes white. Size H 8.1, W 16.2. Now for the volume duration section. In calculations, BK12, gray fill. Enter volume/duration. Merge BK12 to BL12. Dynamic header formula in BK14. Volume formula in BK15. Name it CD underscore E prog underscore volume. Duration formula in BL15. Name it CD underscore E prog underscore duration. Format the column. Now duplicate the weight reps chart for distance pace. Change the series to distance using CD underscore E prog underscore distance. And pace using CD underscore E prog underscore pace on the secondary axis. In chart type, change both to scatter and have pace on the secondary axis. Remove the top axis. For the volume duration chart, copy the distance pace chart. Volume uses CD underscore E prog underscore volume. Duration uses CD underscore E prog underscore duration on the secondary axis. Make sure volume is at the top. In chart type, change both to scatter with duration on the secondary axis. Remove the top axis. Now for the measurements chart. In calculations, gray fill, enter measurement progression. Merge to BV12. Create a measurement selector by inserting a table with measurement header in BT 14. Add chest, neck, arms, forearms, wrists, waist, thighs, calves, hips, height. Create a pivot table. Name the first cell CD underscore M prog underscore measurement selector. In BV, add the single-sided check formula. Create a slicer with 5-column layout, H2. W 14.32. Measurement date formula in BQ. Name it CD underscore M prog underscore date. Header formula in BR14. Right measurement formula in BR15. Name it CD underscore M prog underscore right. left header formula in BS14, left measurement formula in BS15, name it CD_mprog_left. Create the chart by copying the distance pace chart. X value uses CD_mprog_date. Y values use CD_mprog_right. And CD_mprog_left. Now for the body weight chart, in calculations, C A12 gray fill, enter weight, merge CA12 to CD12. Current weight formula, name it CD_W_Cur_BW. Weight in time period formula, name it CD_W_weight. Weight date formula, name it CD_W_date. In DA14, add the fixed BW percentage calisthenics. Name it CFT_volume_fixed BW_cal_perk. In DA17, add the fixed BW percentage cardio. Name it CFT_volume_fixed BW_cardio_perk. Create the weight chart by copying the measurement chart. Size H 5.9, W 12.9. Delete the y-axis, legend, and horizontal lines. Series data for weight. X uses CD_W_date. Y uses CD_W_weight. Add a gradient series using the same weight data. Chart type is scatter with straight line for weight and area for gradient. Set the x-axis dates to horizontal. Now for the gradient fill, delete the third point. Set the utmost left gradient to white, the second to purple, and have the fourth be this black. Line width 3.5, color purple. All that's left now is to link our navigation headers to the sheet tabs. Select the corresponding text box, right-click, go to link. In place in this document, scroll up to cell reference and select the corresponding sheet. Do that to all the text boxes. Now copy these text boxes to the other sheets. Highlight the sheet you're on and gray out the other sheets. Move the selection indicator bar under the active sheet. I don't think I need to show you this since if you made it this far, you probably already know how to do it. Now for the finishing touches, I would recommend hiding the calculation sheet. For the best experience, go to Options, then Formulas, and disable background error checking. This really helps with performance, especially for our fitness tracking table that will later have more than 1,000 entries. Next, head to Advanced and scroll down to Display options for this workbook. Here I recommend hiding both the horizontal and vertical scroll bars. You can replace the horizontal bar function with your mouse scroll wheel, and the vertical with Control plus Shift plus scroll wheel. Don't worry, everything is designed so there's minimal scrolling needed anyway. Also hide the sheet tabs since the header navigation bar replaces that function. I highly recommend using the shortcuts to cycle through tabs. Use Control plus page up or page down. On laptops without dedicated page keys, use Control plus FN plus up or down arrow keys. Now these three settings aren't mandatory and you can keep them as you prefer. Just keep in mind that I designed everything with these removed. Finally, in View, hide the headings and formula bar and press Control plus Shift plus F1 for full screen mode. And now the complete dashboard is accessible without any scrolling or zooming. And that's it. You've made it to the end. I want to genuinely thank everyone who stuck with this tutorial series all the way through. If you found this series helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Drop a comment below and let me know how your fitness journey is going. Thanks for watching and best of luck with your training.